Hi everyone, I'm Tildholm. I'm a journalist based in Stockholm, Sweden. Some years ago I made a documentary called Like a Pasha, which is about the biggest brothel in Europe, in Cologne. It's an 11-story building with hundreds of prostitutes working there. And I've been asked today to make some reflections of the possible impact of making a similar solution for the prostitution in Amsterdam. Thanks for inviting me. I'll do my best to answer your questions. And to start with, it was some years ago since I was at Pasha. The situation in Cologne was a little bit the same as in Amsterdam, where prostitution was on the streets around the big dome in Cologne, and they decided to move a lot of the prostitutes to this big house. And there are benefits and there are a lot of problems with a solution like this. For my experience, after spending 3 years at Pasha, coming and going, I also stayed at the brothel for weeks at a time during those 3 years. So I got to know the women and also the punters who come there. And what I could see was that the women felt secure at the brothel. It was a much more safe environment than working on the streets or in flats or in the along the roads or places like that. It was very expensive for them to rent a room at a place like that, like Pasha. They had to have a lot of punters to make it work financially. The numbers I heard was that they had to have at least 10 customers a day just to pay the rent. I don't know about how it would work in Amsterdam, but that's one problem. And of course, the biggest downside of a solution like this is that, of course, not all the prostitutes can work in this place, and it's not a solution because there will always be a lot of prostitutes that will work in the less safe environments. There's no way you can avoid that. And also financially, so many of the prostitutes I met, they were women with really hard backgrounds and a lot of sexual abuse and drugs and different circumstances that pushed them into this line of work. And also a lot of immigration, a lot of people who came to this brothel to earn money to send home to their families, and a lot of trafficking. Even though on the surface you can imagine that things are under control and the police come there to regularly check in, there's still a lot of uncertainty about if there's any pimps, if there's any middlemen, if there's trafficking. And one of the biggest arguments for a place like this is that it would eradicate sexual violence on the streets. During the time I was at Pasha in Cologne, there was no evidence of that. The sexual violence on the streets and did not decrease because of this brothel. Also, the situation for the women is better, but it's not good. So my personal reflection is that this could be a solution, but it's a cosmetic solution, and that it's really dangerous to think that you can solve any long-term problems with a solution like this. I often also think that we're missing the biggest problem in this equation is the men who are the root of the problem. There's so many problems connected to sex work and prostitution, and the punters, they are the biggest problem. So we really need to work more aggressively towards informing men of what prostitution means for the women and what they go through, and work long term with helping women to get out of prostitution, because a lot of women really want to have any other way of making money and making a living. So for the questions regarding how erotic center could affect the city area, I would say that of course there's problems with having a place like this, because it attracts a lot of people, and like making it legitimate, legitimizing it from the city or from the society, it's a problem. I mean, it's something else if it's approved by the city, and I think you need to really think about the consequences of making it approved in that sense. If that's the way to go, I think you also really need to work on informing the buyers, the punters, the men, on the consequences of prostitution and trafficking, because this little tower of solution it's only like it will only be a small portion of the ongoing prostitution, and it might work in that house, but it's still gonna be really bad for everyone outside of it. Yeah, that's my reflections for now. Thanks for inviting me, and I will be happy to come to Amsterdam and screen my film and engage in more discussions about this really important topic. Thank you.